I did have an exciting sourdough update. Good morning friends, welcome back to Vlogmas day 9. I can't believe we're already on day 9. That's wild to me. Today, first off, which is what we've been doing every single morning, is feeding the sourdough. I forgot to feed her last night. She's supposed to be getting double feeds and I forgot. So hopefully that doesn't affect anything or change anything. She still looks okay. There is a little bit of humidity in there. She's still smelly. She's a lot more bubbly. I don't know if you guys can see that. She's got a lot of bigger bubbles forming. But yeah, I forgot to feed her last night. So I need to do that ASAP. And then I think I also want to start straight away on I'm making a focaccia today. I want to make a focaccia for lunch. So that process takes about 4-ish hours. I do a same day focaccia. So I need to start that straight away as well because that needs to rise. And then I guess just like any other day, we'll see how things take us. I'll find out what I'm doing with you guys. There is a couple of things I would like to do, but that never really seems to go to plan. I also have a lot of lemons that keep falling off my tree, and I need to figure out something to do with them as well. But anyway, first off, I am going to feed my sourdough. Sourdough starter day 9, part 1. Hopefully we see something starting to happen soon, but I'm very glad that I've made it this far and she is still alive. I'm now going to start on my focaccia, like I said, because it needs around 3 hours resting time and 3 hours of a big resting time. We also need to do little like 15-minute rests. Anyway, I need to start her. One thing about moving out into your first home is not having a lot of things. I only have one mixing bowl that's big enough for this focaccia and it's currently dirty. So I'm using a salad bowl, but it will work just fine. I see a lot of people using sourdough loaf bread for focaccia. Once I eventually get my sourdough up and running, I probably could do a sourdough focaccia. This one is obviously not because I used yeast, but I absolutely love this recipe. And it is one of the, once you plan in advance, it is one of the best, yummiest lunches is focaccia sandwiches. This has 6 ingredients. Water, you guys saw, water, oil, salt, yeast, honey, flour. Mix that all. I need to let this sit for 15 minutes, then I will come back and stretch and fold. Then it needs to sit for another 15 minutes. Then I need to do another set of stretch and folds and let it sit for about an hour and a half. Then I put it on its tray. Need to let it rest. You guys will see the process, but anyway, this needs to sit for 15 minutes and then we'll come back and do stretch and folds. Sorry if you can't hear me, the dishwasher is on. But she has now turned from a very shaggy dough to more of a smooth, more of a ball. So she is going to sit for another 15 minutes and then we are going to come back and do the exact same thing. This has been resting for an hour and a half. And you guys can see how much she's risen. So I'm now going to put her on a baking tray. I do need to, you guys will see, I need to fold her and let her rest for another hour and a half before I bake her. I am now just going to coat this in garlic, salt, and halfway through the bake I'll add some cheese, and then we'll put it in the oven. I'm gonna make this mango dessert thing. I don't even know what you call it. The lady whose video I saw called it a mango tiramisu, but I don't know if that's what it is. But I want to make it now because I've been talking about it a lot and it needs to sit in the fridge for quite a few hours, so that is what I'm going to do now. I feel like this vlog is just very kitchen heavy. We're cooking a lot today, but I love it, so that's fine. I am so disappointed. I bought my mangoes. They smelt ready, they were soft, and I didn't want to get them overripe, so I put them in the fridge. And I've cut into one and it's not, I don't know if it's because it's hard, like it's been in the fridge, or if it's just not ready. I can't dice it. I'm having a very hard time removing the flesh from the skin. So I think I'm gonna leave these on the bench overnight and come back to this in the morning, which upsets me because I wanted this dessert. I've been talking about this for the last couple of days and I was in the mood for a fresh mango dessert since it's so hot today, but that's not gonna happen. So, I mean, I probably could try, like I've started dicing, but it's just, it's so hard and it just tastes, yeah, like this is me trying to slice it and the skin is just stuck. So I thought they were ready, that's why I put them in the fridge, but I think the fridge has just hardened them too much. So yeah, I'm gonna leave them on the bench overnight and then hopefully tomorrow morning they'll be okay for me to, easier for me to dice up and use, because they're way too hard right now to try and do anything with. So that's very frustrating, but I guess if you come back to tomorrow's vlog, you'll see me make it. And I got everything out as well. Okay. Change of plans. I was really in the mood to bake something, but I don't know if I'm gonna have an opportunity to do that now. I just printed off my recipe that I want to use for my Italian almond biscotti. That was going to be my next gift to make, but I fear because I'm giving the gift early, like who I was making this for, I'm seeing and giving them early, and I don't know if they're going to wait to open the present until Christmas. It does say that they will last 1 to 2 weeks, but I'm just not confident that it will last. So I'm thinking I'm gonna scratch that whole idea and not make anything that's edible. But I just don't think, like as gifts, but I just don't think it's gonna be possible this year because I'm seeing so many people at different times, and if people wait to open their gifts on Christmas Day, the biscuits are already going to go bad. So I still might make them. I probably could make something today, but it's already 4 p.m. and so I don't know. Anyway, I was thinking, because I'm not making any more DIY gifts for the presents, that I could probably start wrapping them, because I'm seeing them in a couple days and I've got lots to wrap. I think I said to you guys before that I was putting everything in a basket. I'm still going to do that, but I want to wrap every single item and then put it in the basket so that they can't see what they're getting. So I might spend the afternoon doing that, but I was just then, while I was printing these, I was just trying to organize my binder for next year. I think it will be after Christmas, maybe in a New Year's vlog, because it's definitely like a reset thing. But I was talking to you guys yesterday about all the things that I want to learn and skills I want to learn and just everything that I want to do. And I had the idea a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, that I wanted to have this just binder that's just for everything. Everything for the house, everything like my recipes, ingredients for things I make from scratch, everything in one binder. And I was gonna categorize it. And I literally just want this huge binder just full of everything. I have slowly been in the process of writing out my recipes and printing them so that I can put them in a binder. I don't have a binder. At the moment, I only have this folder that has recipes in it, but I need to get a big binder, and I still have so much research to do. Next year we are planning to also get chickens, so I've got a lot of research to do about that, and we want to plant some roses and other flowers, so then there'll be a category for roses, and you get the idea. I was doing that, working on that for the last hour or so, but I do think that that will be something that I will slowly work on and do in the new year. Obviously I'll add to it all the time because it's an ongoing thing, but I just think it would be really cool just to have like just a master binder of everything that I learn and everything that I do, because I'm obviously in the process of making a lot of my cleaning supplies from scratch and a lot of everything from scratch, so having it in one place would be really nice. Anyway, this vlog has kind of turned sideways because I don't actually know what I'm doing for the rest of the day. I actually do think I am going to sit down and start wrapping presents, but I did have an exciting sourdough update. Let me go get her. You guys know how nervous I have been that she hasn't been growing, and she's kind of just done nothing. She's had bubbles, but she's kind of done nothing. She is still smelly, but I've noticed that today is the first day that she's doubled in size, and I cannot tell you how excited I am. I do need to feed her later tonight. I'll bring you guys along for that because I fed her really early this morning. She needs feeding in a couple of hours, so we can do that together. But I am very curious to see when I wake up tomorrow if she has grown, because yeah, like I said, this is the first time since like day 2 that she has actually doubled in size. So I'm very excited. I don't think I can bake with her yet, but if she keeps doubling in size, then she will be ready. And I'm actually very excited because, like I told you this morning, she hasn't been doing anything. So I will show you guys, obviously, hopefully tomorrow. I have an exciting update on the sourdough starter. Guys, I am so excited because look at my sourdough. I showed you guys a couple of hours ago and she was only a little bit above, and now she's like tripled in size, which is supposed to be an indicator that she is ready. But I actually think, I don't know, I feel like she's not strong enough yet. So I could do a float test with her now. I could feed her, which is called peak to peak feeding, because she's at her peak. I will do what I always do, like dump out half, feed her, water her. And technically it's supposed to make her stronger as a starter, or I could just wait until the morning. And I don't really know what to do, because technically if she is ready, I could feed her a different ratio tonight and bake with her in the morning. But am I ready for that? I don't know. But I wanted to show you guys, because how exciting. She's got heaps of bubbles. And I also don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, do I do a float test and then feed her? Or do I just feed her? Or do I do nothing? I honestly don't know. The step-to-step, the day-by-day tutorial that I was watching, once hers had done this, she did a float test and then she got it ready to bake with. So I don't know. She does still smell a little bit, but I don't know if that's how she's supposed to smell. It's not a bad smell, it's just a little bit, I don't even know what the word is. It's not a bad smell, but she does smell a little bit, which makes me think maybe she's not ready. So maybe I just feed her. I'll decide and then come back, because I don't know what to do. It feels kind of wrong to be doing this at 8 p.m. at night, but I'm going to do a float test and then decide my next step, because if she is ready, then I need to start timing my feeds if I want to bake with her. If she's not ready, then I can just feed her like I have normally been feeding her. So I'm a bit nervous that this is going to fail, and if it does fail, that's fine. I just need to feed her again and we can try again tomorrow. But I feel like this is the best next step. She's floating! Guys, she's ready! Holy moly. Wait, why am I so excited? Oh my goodness, 9 days later, guys, we have an active starter. She is active. She is floating. I thought this was gonna fail. She is ready to use. So now if I discard any of this is good discard. We have a healthy, happy sourdough starter. Now I need to time my feeds. So if I do want to bake with her tomorrow, do I want to bake with her tomorrow? Do we want to make a sourdough together? If I do bake with her tomorrow, I need to do a ratio where she will be ready in the morning, which I need to look up the ratio chart, but I think it's a 1:5:5 ratio or 1:6:6, which I'm wondering if I should put it in a separate jar. So much to learn. I'm actually so excited. I feel like I've just opened like my dream Christmas present. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm doing some sort of science experiment. I am obviously new to all of this, so don't really know what I'm doing. But I now have my original starter, Sally. I dumped out half. This is now my discard jar, which will get sealed and live in the fridge, and I can use her for discard recipes. My discard. This is Sally. I fed her like normal, and I'll see how she goes in the morning. I just did like literally a 1:1 ratio. So she'll peak in a couple of hours. When I wake up, she will have dropped back down. My whole purpose of her is just to keep her alive and active. And then we have this little guy, which I fed a 1:6 ratio, and I did it to 120 grams. So technically this will peak in 10 to 14 hours, which means tomorrow morning when I want to bake my sourdough, this should be at its peak, which means I can make a loaf out of this. This whole thing will be my loaf. Does that make sense? I feel like it makes sense in my brain. So I took a little bit of Sally, put it in here. I think I put like 9 grams. And then I did my flour and water. This will peak in 10 to 14 hours. At its peak, I will attempt my first sourdough loaf. Sally, we're gonna keep feeding until, I don't really know. I could probably put her in the fridge because I feel like I want to attempt to make a sourdough like every day or every second day until I get good at it. But technically Sally could go in the fridge and she'll stay as she is. And then obviously discard we can use for recipes. That is what's going on in my kitchen. This is very mathematical and like sciencey. I said to my partner, once I get the hang of what I'm doing, it will make sense and be a lot easier. I was just a little bit, not overwhelmed, but just a little bit maybe confused as to what I was supposed to be doing. I feel like this makes sense. I think Sally might eventually have to go in the fridge and I could just take out what I need for loaves, but I will have to keep feeding her because obviously if you keep taking, you need to add. Anyway, I'm gonna end this vlog off here. Sorry, it was a bit all over the place. I didn't actually expect my sourdough starter, Sally, to be ready. So that was a pleasant surprise, but I have a starter here to bake a sourdough loaf with you guys tomorrow. So I hope you are enjoying these Vlogmas videos. I'm having so much fun filming them, and I'm so excited to bake a sourdough loaf with you guys tomorrow. If you guys watch tomorrow's vlog, that is what we should be doing. I feel like it's gonna fail, but we have to start from somewhere. So it'll be interesting to see how the first loaf turns out. But anyway, I hope I see you tomorrow's